Hey guys, what's up? Xin0555 here with a kind of special video. As you guys probably have already heard, because the news going around everywhere, everyone's talking about it, Sony is going to shut down the PlayStation 3 store, the Vita store, and the PSP store in a couple months, which absolutely sucks. But with that said, especially for the Vita. I think I mentioned it a couple times on the channel, every now and again in some videos, but I am a huge fan of this bad boy right here. This is a PlayStation Vita. This is the original model, model like 1000 or whatever. So basically the better screen, slightly bigger, slightly bulkier than the slimmer version, but has a better screen. But I absolutely adore this handheld right here. This, I want to say it's my favorite video game console ever, even including like actual like gaming consoles. So like PlayStation, maybe the PS2 comes close because I just have such like nostalgia for that system. But overall, this is my favorite handheld, hands down. Like, just amazing, like what this thing can do. So this is going to be actually a multi-part video. The part you're watching now is going to just be on my physical Vita game collection, so just all the games I have physically. Actually, I could put my Vita down right here, and I actually have this cool little case I bought off Amazon. It's like a game holder, but as I open it up, this is pretty much all the physical Vita games I have. I'm gonna show off all the cases in a second, but I have this little case that shows all the games I own. I'm missing 3, so this holds 60 games, so I'm missing 3 of them, so I guess I have 57 physical Vita games. And yeah, I have all of them laid out there, so I'll do a quick cut to actually show off and talk about each game a little bit. And yeah, so it's probably gonna be a long video because again, we're gonna go through 57 games. But I'll talk a little bit about them, kind of group some together because I have like Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2, so I'll just talk about them together. So I'll just say a little bit about every kind of like physical Vita game I have. If you guys have any questions or like recommendations you want me to make or whatever, you leave that in the comment below. I'm more than happy to talk about the Vita. So yeah, other than that, let's quick cut to the actual games. So let's do it. Alright guys, so we're gonna start off with the collector's editions here. So before I go into like my standard, just normal Vita games that I own, let's talk about the collector's editions I have. So we're gonna start from the left, going all the way to the right. So the first one we have here is Senra Kagera Shinobi Versus. So this is the first one of the Sengan Kagera games. It's actually really fun. It's one of those like weird like Japanese like ichi games. So it's just like you have like these anime girls with huge boobs, butts, and it's like you punch their clothes off. But the game's actually really fun. I actually do enjoy the combat. It's very similar to like Oni-Chanbara, if you kind of played that. But the combat's really fun. You basically do like these combos. You launch people in the air, then you can kind of chase after them and continue your combo. So there's a really like fun gameplay aspect to it. And so there's that one. Here's the second one. Whoops. Sengan Kagera Eternal Versus. That's actually the second one. Again, I wish I just put like 1 and 2, because I always mix these two up. But this is the second one. It's more of like a beach theme. So a lot of the girls are in like bikinis and stuff, and like the whole thing takes place on like a beach festival type thing. Ironically enough, I think the first game actually plays a little bit better than the second one. It's a little bit smoother. I feel like the gameplay mechanics work a little bit better, but there's a little bit more content in the second one than there is in the first one. So they're both good in their own right. I'd highly recommend either one. You really can't go wrong with either one. But I was able to snag these like the collector's editions. As you can see on the first one, I got that one at GameStop, and I believe I ordered the second one off like Play Asia or something when it came out in like the US, or right from the website. Because it doesn't have the GameStop sticker on it, obviously. So, yeah, no, super good games. Highly recommend if you want to play like a nice like 3D beat 'em up. Highly recommend them. So those were those two. I'm gonna leave those over here. The one that fell and is probably not gonna stand, so I'll have to hold it up, is Shanty Half Genie Hero. I saw this at GameStop and I was just like, I'll pick it up. It was only like 30 bucks. It was cool. I think it comes with like an art book or something. But it was cool to get this game physical. I never played the Shanty games before. They're nice like 2D platformers. But I actually got like halfway through this game. I never actually finished it. But it was really fun. I liked it. I enjoyed it. Not as good as like Rayman like Origins or Legends, but still pretty solid. And I really love how the game works. The 2D sprite work, it's like all hand drawn and it looks great on Vita. So, highly recommend. This is actually a pretty good one. Nice collector's edition too. Only reason I picked it up was I saw it at GameStop. So there's that. I'm actually gonna put it this way so it doesn't fall over. Next collector's editions I got is Sword of Stranger City, or Stranger of Sword City. I always mix that up for some reason. I have no idea why. I picked this up because like the game looks cool. It's pretty much you like make like a kind of, it's almost like Dungeons and Dragons almost, where you make like kind of like your own character. You get to like choose what they say and stuff. But but it's like this first person like dungeon crawling game. I don't know if there's a term for them. I've actually never really played one of those before, and I played this one and it was like, kind of didn't like it all too much, but I did find the game pretty cool. I do kind of like the setting. The artwork's really good. That's honestly like a reason just to play the game. It's just look at all the nice, pretty, like painted, just artwork for the characters and stuff. It's really good looking. And it's honestly pretty cool for Vita. So if you're into like those like first-person like dungeon crawling games, definitely check it out. It's pretty cool. This game's actually also on Switch, and it has the Switch version has this version, Stranger of Sword City, and I believe like a DLC pack, like sequel, with the second one bundled in with it. So you might want to check that out if you can't get it on Vita. But I did snag the collector's edition of this game, and it's pretty cool. It comes with like a CD and stuff. Like it. So I'm gonna lean that over. Oh no! God dang it. There we go. We're gonna just lean these over here like that. Hopefully they don't fall again. Okay, next collector's edition I have is, there's a penny here. God, this is an awful video. Trails of Cold Steel, the first one. This game's amazing. Hands down, probably the best RPG on Vita. I know there's Persona 4 Golden. I'll talk to that later when I get to it, but this is my favorite turn-based RPG on the system. It is so good. It has such a good story. It has multiple sequels. There's like 4 or 5 games out for it. So Trails of Cold Steel, this is the very first one. It's on Vita, and the second one is also on Vita. I might as well just talk about the second one now. But yeah, it has a great turn-based battle system. It's hard to explain, but they do a really good job with the battle system, and the story's amazing too. It's basically like you're a student at a military academy, and like war's about to break out, and then like you go on like field trips, and you encounter like this terrorist faction that's trying to start a war, and it's just really good. The cast of characters I found surprisingly likable, even though they're kind of like just basic kind of archetypes for normal characters, but they do a really good job. And I don't want to give too much away from it because I highly recommend playing this game. If you have a Vita, it's also out on PlayStation 4 and I believe PlayStation 3 as well. So there's multiple places where you could play it, and I know the like 4th one's on Switch. So there's multiple places you could play the game. Highly recommend starting from the first one and going forward. It's not like Final Fantasy where it's like the games don't really connect. It's definitely like this long linear story. So definitely start with the first one, then go into the second one, third one, fourth one. I think there's a 5th one too. Long series of games, but it's definitely worth it. This is actually my favorite Vita game. Yeah, I could say that with confidence. This is my favorite Vita game. The first one and the second one. And again, since it's like a connected story, it pretty much feels like one game. But amazing. I can't say how much enough good things about Trails of Cold Steel. It's amazing. Just an amazing game. Go play it. So I'm gonna leave that one right there. And the last I have of the collector's editions is the Fate game that came out on PSP or PS Vita. There's a couple on PSP as well. It's pretty good. It's a Dynasty Warriors type game, so you're just fighting a whole bunch of enemies, then you eventually fight like a strong boss near the end. But it's pretty cool. I actually haven't played a lot of it. I actually have no idea what the Fate game series is. I know there's a whole bunch of them. But it's good. It's like a Dynasty Warriors type game. I was happy to snag the collector's edition for it. I think I ordered it straight from the site. And it was only like $50. It wasn't like expensive at all. So that's one of the reasons why I picked it up. So yeah, it's pretty good. Again, the Vita actually has a lot of Dynasty Warrior type games. We'll get into some more later. But I'm gonna wrap that up for all the collector's edition because we still do have quite a few games to go through. So let's go talk about my standard editions now. Okay, before we go to the standard games, I found one more collector's edition I have. I forgot about this one because I had it in a different spot than I had kept all my other Vita limited edition, collector's edition stuff. But I do have the collector's edition of Ys 8. This game is amazing. Probably the best like action game on the Vita. It's pretty much like a kind of open world. It's very like PlayStation 2-esque open world. It's not like Grand Theft Auto or like I don't know what's an open world game. God, there were like so many, like Watch Dogs. I don't know. It's not open world in that sense. It's pretty much just like these big areas that are like interconnected, and you just walk through. There's like a short load screen. So basically like a PlayStation 2 open world-esque game. But it's so good. It's an action RPG. You play as Adol Christian. He's like the red-haired hero of the series, and you just go around. Again, it's not turn-based, so it's like an actual like action game, very similar like Kingdom Hearts if you think about it. Like you go to a field, enemies appear, and you can run around, dodge them, attack them. You have like a witch time ability where if you dodge like right before you're about to get hit, time slows down, kind of like in Bayonetta. You also have a ability where if you guard at like right before you get hit, you do like extra damage for a second or two. So really cool action RPG. It's probably the best. This is probably the best one on Vita. There's also a second one that came out before this one came out called Ys Memories of Satelia. I actually can't see it right here. So that one's also pretty good. This one's a little bit of a better, more advanced version of it. You could tell it's technically better than the other Ys games, but there's the other Ys game that was on the Vita. But this one's still really good. I can't believe I almost forgot about it. Definitely go check it out if you don't have it. This is actually also on Switch too, so if you want to go pick it up, and you can't find the Vita version for whatever, it's on Switch. I highly recommend playing this game. Really good. Alright, on to the standard editions. Alright guys, so let's talk about my standard edition Vita games. I tried to take out the special editions that I had in the thing so we don't mix them up and I don't talk about them again, even though I'm going to talk about Trials of Cold Steel again. But I'm going to get these out of the way first. Basically, let me get them in the screen here. These are all the GameStop blank cases that I have. I have a few Vita games where I got them at GameStop and they did not have the actual art for them. So that's going to be Ninja Gaiden Sigma Plus on Vita. This was kind of one of the launch titles. Really good, really. It's almost like one-to-one with the PlayStation 3 version, which is super impressive. And I'm actually going to lower the camera a little bit. And it's it's really good. I'm not a super big Ninja Gaiden fan, but it was really fun to play these on Vita, so I'm gonna put that one down there. Then we have Ridge Racer for Vita. I just got it just because it was $7. I actually didn't like what I played of it. It was actually really hard. So yeah, I only played a little bit of it, but Ridge Racer, pretty cool. Looks nice though. Then we have Unit 13. This was a launch title for the Vita. I actually played this game a lot. It's actually really fun. You basically play it, and it's like a third-person shooter, and all the missions are actually relatively short, so it's really fun to like replay them, get better times, get higher scores, stuff like that. So I actually really recommend Unit 13 if you want something really fun and quick to play. Then we got the Metal Gear Solid HD collection. It had Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3, great like one-to-one kind of port of the PlayStation 2 games. They're HD as well, so it looks a little bit nicer on Vita than PlayStation 2. But not much else to say. It's Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. And then we got Assassin's Creed Chronicles, which is actually a really fun game. I was surprised on actually how much I enjoyed it. I only played the first, because this is basically a collection of the 3 Chronicles games. I forgot what they're called. I don't know if it's just Chronicles 1, 2, and 3. But they have like the Chinese one, where you're in China. They have the 2, I don't even remember where the 2 others are, but it's basically different regions each Chronicle covers. But it really fun, really kind of like Metroidvania, 2D side-scrolling Assassin's Creed. It's actually pretty good. Highly surprised on how good it was. But those were all the GameStop blank covers that I have, unfortunately. Hopefully one day I'll find an actual case for them. But now we're going to talk about games I actually do have cover art for. So this is Trails of Cold Steel 1. I also have Trails of Cold Steel 2 right here. Both are great on the Vita. I'm not going to spend too much time, but honestly, best RPG you could play on the Vita. Hands down. I know some people might say Persona 4 Golden, but I actually like these games way better. So highly recommend these two. I'm also going to group this game in with it, Tokyo Xander Doom. It's made by the same company, and you can kind of tell they basically have the same art style if you look at it. This one's slightly more like fantasy. This is more slightly real world, like Japanese, like Tokyo-esque character designs and stuff like that. But you do go in like a fantasy world. But this is an action RPG, which is kind of crazy, because again, it's very much like Trails of Cold Steel. It feels like it, but it's more of an action game. So if you're more into action and want like a solid game, highly recommend this one. Go check it out. I think it also might be on Switch. I might be wrong on that, but I also think it's on PlayStation 4. I'm almost positive it's on PlayStation 4. So there's that. So, the rest of these couple games, there's kind of like really nothing, no order. There's a little bit of an order, but, here we have, the physical copy of Undertale. I might have mentioned this in the collector's edition. I did have the collector's edition of Undertale, because that's actually the only way to get the physical version of this game on Vita. If you didn't buy the collector's edition, you can only get it digitally on Vita. But unfortunately, I actually gave it away to one of my friends. I kept the Vita case and the Vita game, because they don't have a Vita, but they were huge into Undertale. So when I got the collector's edition, I was like, here, you can just have the collector's edition. It was like a locket that played like music, like an art book, CD, stuff like that. So I just gave that to her, and I just kept the Vita game. So, but I have a physical copy of Undertale, which is actually pretty cool. I also have this little game called Airship Q. I know it's in Japanese, but it's in full English, so if you, the back's all in Japanese as well. But the game itself is English supported, so there's no like voice acting. It's all like text-based, so all the text is done in English, so you actually can understand and play it. But basically, the best way I could describe the game, it's kind of like Terraria, but has a little bit more of a story to it, and it's all about like building like a ship. Hence the name Airship Q. Actually really cute, really cheap. I actually just picked this game up because of how cheap it was. It was only like $20 on like PlayAsia. the time I got it, but I actually liked it. It's pretty cool. So there's those two. Next game I got is Trillion God of Destruction. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't played this game yet. There's actually a few of these Vita games I actually haven't gotten around to playing. This is one of them. It looked cool. I saw it at GameStop and I decided to pick it up. Has a cool concept. You're supposed to like fight this boss with like a bazillion HP, and you could like fight him like right away, I think. But you need to like spend the rest of the game like leveling up in order to like actually win. Don't know much about it, but cool game. And actually, it's kind of like a Disgaea-esque like art style. I don't know if it's the same company that made it, but look forward to playing it. This is the second Ys game I was telling you about. Again, got that game stuff with this stupid sticker on it. Really good. Again, not as technically impressive as Ys 8, so it doesn't look as good and probably doesn't even play as good as Ys 8. But this game is still super fun. One of the cool things about this game is it has a cool weapon customization feature. So basically, all I remember from playing this game was I had a sword, and you have the ability to like give it the skill to like absorb HP. So every time I hit an enemy, I got like 3 HP back. And literally, it was just like, I could be like dead as long as you're like dodging attacks, like hitting them with like, getting like hits in with your sword, you just like heal yourself. So initially, I was like God, like halfway through the game, and I just wasn't dying. It was so cool, so much fun. Highly recommend, like honestly, I do recommend this game a lot if you haven't played it. I think it's on PC as well now. So even if you can't get it on Vita, get the PC version. It's a fun game. Okay, these two games are kind of similar. We got Valkyria Drive for Vita, and then Drive Girls. Very similar to this Sengan Kagera games. It's kind of like this kind of pervy, like all these girls have like big boobs, butts. You basically knock their clothes off. I don't know with Drive Girls. I don't think you might, probably. But it's pretty much the same game. They're action, like kind of beat 'em up type style games. Again, very similar to Sengan Kagera. But they're fun. I actually really do like the gameplay in both of them. Drive Girls not as much. I'll be honest, I haven't played a lot of this. I played it like a little bit just to test it out. Not super into it. You basically turn into a car. Wasn't really a big fan of like how the cars work. But overall, decent games. Again, if you like the Sengan Kagera games, highly easy recommendations on these two. Now we have the two Final Fantasy games. We have Final Fantasy X and X-2 HD Remaster. The one thing with this one is Final Fantasy X is on the cartridge. You have to download Final Fantasy X-2. So that's the only like downside to like this. Only 10's on the cartridge. But it does come with like art cards. So I usually keep my receipts in my games. But you get like these nice little art cards with it. So it's Final Fantasy X. It looks great on Vita. It plays great on Vita. So if you ever played Final Fantasy X, there's actually a really good version of the game. And then we have World of Final Fantasy, which is like this weird kind of chibi-esque version where you go through like many of the Final Fantasy worlds. You see chibi versions of all the characters. And it's pretty cute, pretty cool. I got the Day 1 edition on Vita. I don't think it came with anything special, and I just get like the little information card. Well, actually, you get like a Sephiroth like DLC summon thing with it. That's what this is. But one thing that annoyed me with this game though is it is English dubbed, which you can play this game English dubbed, but you have to download it. It doesn't come on the disc. You actually have to go to the PlayStation Store, actually download the English dub for this game and install it, and it's like a gig. Like, it is this huge update you need to do for this game in order to hear the English voices. And I'm one of those people where like I prefer the English voice over the Japanese voice all the time, because like it's the language I speak. I like hearing things in English. So that sucks. That's the only warning. So if you don't have it, I think the Japanese is just automatically on by default. So you can play it in Japanese if you don't mind. I was just annoyed because I was told it was going to be in English, and it technically is, but you have to download the English to it, which sucks. Next two games we have here are my One Piece games I have on Vita. There's actually 3. There's One Piece, actually 4, 5, if you count. I have 2 physically. I have One Piece Pirates Warriors 2. It's basically a Dynasty Warriors game, but with One Piece. And we have One Piece Unlimited World Red, which, this game is awesome. This game is, like a, kind of like a sequel to, like, the Unlimited World games, or, like, the Unlimited games, so Unlimited Adventure, Unlimited Cruise. This is, like, the 3rd installment. Really good on Vita. This game looks amazing, plays amazing. Really impressed with it. Just, the only thing I didn't like about this game is the kind of, like, linearity of it. They really, streamed down, like, kind of, like, open island type gameplay that the other two have, and it's very like just level selecty, which is unfortunate, but the hub world's cool, has a bunch of cool costumes, cool missions. Definitely check it out if you got a chance. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the One Piece games. Really good. I actually highlight any One Piece game on Vita, I'll recommend. Next games we got Akiba Strip and Akiba Beats. I believe that's what this game's called. Yeah, Akiba Beat, even though the sticker's over the title. I'm gonna be honest, I really don't like these two games. I tried playing this game a little bit. I got like 2-3 hours in, and I just did not like the combat to the game, and I think that's kind of what did it in. It has a pretty dumb story. This game I only played for like a quick second just to kind of test it out. But from what I played, I wasn't, again, too thrilled of it. I actually really should give this game another chance. Not really too thrilled with Undead and Undressed, though, if I'm being honest. Next game we have is actually kind of like a rare Vita game. It's Epic Mickey 2, The Power of 2. This game's strangely weird, especially to get like a physical copy of it, because I don't think it's on PlayStation Store. I think they only released this in like Mexico or something, or Europe. So it's kind of like a rare Vita game. I think I paid like $50 for it, but it's a game that I'm glad I have in my collection. It doesn't play all too well. It's basically Epic Mickey 2, whatever version you played on that. It's on Vita, but it's kind of slow, has bad frame rate, stuff like that. But I'm glad I have it in my Vita collection. Then we have Virtue's Last Reward. It's like a puzzle-solving type of story, visual novel type game. Pretty cool. Again, I haven't played this game a lot. I played like an hour of it, but it was pretty cool from what I played. I probably should go back and like try it out again. But pretty cool. I heard it has like a really good story. So yeah, go check it out. Next game is Summon Night 6, Lost Borders. Again, stupid GameStop sticker. Haven't played this one yet, I'll be honest. I picked it up, and the only reason I picked it up is, it actually boasts about the manual it has. So this game comes with like a full-on like game manual, which is amazing. And the fact that I saw it and they were touting it is like, oh my god, I need to buy it. I haven't played it yet, but I definitely want to get around to it. It had a manual, so they know what's up. They know what makes a good physical game. Next game we have here is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. This is a pretty known Vita game. It's basically just the 2D Street Fighter versus Tekken. I actually like it. I normally don't like 2D fighters, but this game is actually really, really good. So, I actually ended up liking it a lot. I actually like the Tekken character more than the Street Fighter characters. But seriously good, really plays super well on Vita. Next game we have is Terraria. This is like the Vita exclusive. It's made by the creators of Little Big Planet, as you can see right there. Super fun game. It actually uses a lot of the Vita's features, like the cameras, the back touchpad, front touchpad, mic, stuff like that. Really cute game, really cool. Like, if you're a Vita collector, you should have this game. Honestly, it's really good. Next game we have here is Jstar Victory Versus. This game used to be on the PlayStation Store, so you might be able to pick it up there.
I don't think we ever got like a Vita physical release in the US, but I got the Japanese release because I just wanted a physical copy of this game. It's alright. I think it's a lot better than the latest one, Jump Force. I like the visuals of this game a little bit better. And it's just cool, it's fun. If you like shonen, it has like Goku and like Naruto and everybody in it. Pretty cool game. Not the best on the system, but fun fighter. Next game we have is Wipeout 2048. This is the Wipeout game for Vita. It's actually pretty cool. Didn't play too much of it, but it's Wipeout, so you fast spaceship car racing. Cool game. So there's that. A lot of people know that, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time. This game is actually pretty cool. Phantasy Star Nova. So if you're big into like the Phantasy Star games, they started on Dreamcast, and then we have a couple like scattered around. There's a few on the PSP, but this is a Vita version one, and it's actually really good. The only downside is it's completely in Japanese, so it's kind of hard to play, especially if you've never played like a Phantasy Star game before. But the graphics look great, the gameplay is fun. I wish I had people to play it with, but I don't. I don't know anyone else who owns this game, but honestly, I highly recommend it. It's actually super cool. A super cool Vita game. Next game we have is Dead or Alive 5 Plus. I believe there's a plus in the Vita title. Yes, there is. This game's amazing. This is just straight up the PlayStation 3 version on a handheld. It pretty much looks slightly worse, but like you could barely even tell. This is such an amazing game. Having like such a good like 3D fighter on the Vita, it's so cool. Highly recommend checking this game out. It's probably one of the best looking Vita games. Next game we have is Gravity Rush. I won't spend too much time on it. It's amazing. It's one of the launch titles for the Vita, but it's really good. This game's also on PlayStation 4, and the sequel's on PlayStation 4, but if you play it on Vita, it's super good. Highly recommend playing it. Then we got the Uncharted game, Uncharted Golden Abyss. Again, it's like pretty much a PlayStation 3 Uncharted. It feels a little bit watered down. Some of the Vita gimmicks they use a lot, like you use the touchscreen. There's a part where you actually have to put your Vita up to a light in order to solve a puzzle. So again, it doesn't feel like as big or epic as the PlayStation 3 versions, but it's definitely a solid handheld Vita game. Highly recommend. Uncharted Golden Abyss, really good. Then we got Fighters Climax. I actually picked this game up on PlayAsia, I believe. And it's basically this 2D fighter. It has a bunch of like anime crossover, a bunch of animes I didn't see. I did see like Durara, and I do know what like Sword Art Online is. So I know a few of the characters. But the real reason I got this is one of the stages is Green Hill Zone from Sonic. So that's why I had to pick it up. And there's a night stage in it too. So super cool. This game's Exit Archive. Was the other side of the sky. Haven't played this game a lot. I actually do like it though. I only played it for like about an hour, but I do kind of like the character designs. They do like in game. They actually remind me of Okage, the Shadow King, just kind of like the way they're proportioned and the way they kind of look. But it's a turn-based RPG. Weird Japanese, like we gotta kill God story, whatever. Pretty cool though. I liked what I played of it, and I believe it's in English too. So that was a bonus for me. Then we got Persona 4 Golden. Cool game. I'm not gonna lie, I actually don't like the Persona games. I've tried Persona 3, didn't like it. I played this game, didn't like it. I got like 3 hours in, and it's just, I don't know. Something about the Persona games are just not for me. I might give this game another try somewhere down the line, but I didn't like it. I just don't like Persona, really. I don't know, something about it just doesn't like keep my attention. But yeah, apparently some people argue this is the greatest RPG on the Vita, best Vita game ever. I'd definitely say Trails of Cold Steel beats this game, but still pretty good. Next game we have is Earth Defense Force 2, I believe it is, yeah. Fun game, dumb, you run around, third-person shooter, you kill, like, ants and, like, other big bugs that are invading Earth. Pretty fun, just dumb fun, really, this game. Yeah, but I have the physical Vita version, so it's pretty cool. God, we still have so many more games. Jak and Daxter collections, it's basically Jak 1, 2, and 3 on Vita. I'll be honest, they don't play optimally. They run around 30 frames per second, so if you're a big, like, console, like, performance snob, you probably won't like the game, but I love them. I love Jak 1, 2, and 3, and being able to play it on the go, worth every penny. Super good game. Next game we have is Silent Hill Book of Memories. I actually like this game a lot. It's basically like a dungeon crawler, but with a Silent Hill skin to it. But, it's pretty cool. I like it. You make your character, and then, you just go, like, dungeon crawling, kind of like Diablo. Story's okay. It does have a little bit of a story. It does have some Silent Hill elements. I'm a huge Silent Hill fan, so I actually do enjoy this game quite a bit. Not like a super good Silent Hill game, but a cool, fun one to have on Vita. I'm glad I got the physical version. Next game I have here is Dead or Alive Extreme 3 Venus. It's a cool game. I thought this was like the English version of the game, but it's not. So it's all Japanese, but like whatever. I just got it just to kind of have it. Like if you have like a Vita collection, you need one of the Dead or Alive Extreme games. You just need it. This game, Bullet Girl Fantasia. Pretty cool. I guess it's like a crossover between like the Bullet Girl games and like this other game. So you have like half the cast that use guns, half the cast that use like knight sword stuff. Honestly, it's okay. It's kind of like a Dynasty Warriors-esque type game. You're fighting like a lot of people. It's like weird, like pervy, ichi stuff to it too. Like all these kind of like Vita games do. It's alright. Not as good as like Sengan Kagera, but still pretty fun. So if you pick it up, cool game. Next game we have here is Rayman Legends. Amazing game. If you have a Vita, pick it up. Like, Rayman Legends is probably the best 2D platformer that's come out in recent memory. It's so good. And, it plays amazing on Vita. The Vita does have touch controls, which actually work pretty well. So, super good on Vita. I think it's missing, like, 2 or 3 levels just because they forgot to put it on the Vita version. So, I think it's missing, like, 2 or 3 levels, but, like, other than that, it's a perfect game. Definitely get Rayman Legends. Next game we got here, is, what is this? Arcane Hearts 3 Love Max. It's basically a 2D fighter. Honestly, I didn't like this game all that much. Again, I don't like 2D fighters, so just in general, so like this game really didn't do anything for me. I have no idea who any of these characters are. Didn't really play it that much, but glad I have it in my collection. It's cool. It's a cool Vita game. Especially if you like 2D fighters. If you're a big 2D fighter person, pick that game up. Then we got Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed for Vita. This is probably the most played Vita game I have. This is the game that I played when it's just like I have nothing to do. So I just pop it in. It's Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing Transformed. All the levels are here. All the characters are here. And it's a great, like, honestly, I think this is the best racing game on Vita. I will warn you, the physics are a little screwed up on Vita, especially around the water. They were kind of screwy in, like, the PlayStation 3 version as well, but they're especially screwy on Vita. There's parts where, like, you'll hit a wave and you'll just, like, fly in the air, like, direct, like, not like you keep the momentum, you just go straight up. It's weird, you'll flip upside down every once in a while, but it's honestly pretty cool. It's amazing how well this game plays on Vita. Highly recommend it. If you have a Vita and you need a racing game, this is the one to play. Next game we have is Super Monkey Ball Banana Splits. It's just a Super Monkey Ball game on Vita, so if you're a fan of Super Monkey Ball, highly recommend it. It's fun. It has some like cool like Vita games. Like I really like the mini game where you play. You basically have to get through, but use both the analog sticks on the Vita, and you can't like have them separate too much or you lose. That was a cool like Vita specific game it had on it. So again, it's a Super Monkey Ball game. You know what you're getting when you buy it, but it's on Vita and it's pretty cool. Next game I have is Tales of Hearts R. Pretty good. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a boring RPG. Like the story is boring. The characters are like boring, one note. The only thing I remember from this game is Core Meteor. That's the main character right here. His catchphrase, and it's he basically just says like, "Core Meteor doesn't try, he does." And that's all I remember from the game. It's a very like basic story. Really uninteresting, but it's a Tales game, so if you like Tales, go pick it up. This game does look really good. It basically looks like a PlayStation 2 game, but it's like a really smooth, nice, crisp looking PlayStation 2 game. That's kind of what I took away from it. I actually did end up beating this game, but again, it's just boring. And I think that's a problem with the Tales series in general, is like it's kind of inconsistent. Some of the games are like really good, some of the games are just kind of mediocre, and then some games like Tales of Heart are, it's just kind of boring. Next game we have up is Freedom Wars. This is like a Monster Hunter type game. I actually beat this game, and it's actually really good. So it's like Monster Hunter. You have like a grapple hook, which is really cool, and you basically fight these large boss monsters, and you just kind of like whittle them down, chop pieces off, collect them, get gear, and it just has a really cool aesthetic. You're like basically a prisoner, and you're basically just whittling, like every mission you complete, you just kind of like whittle your time down, like your sentence down, which is actually pretty cool. Highly recommend this game if you'll, and it's exclusive to the Vita, so this isn't on any other system so far. So if you want to play this game, you need to get the Vita version. But super good. Next game I have is Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate. This is when Arkham Origins came out, they made like a handheld version. There's one on 3DS, there's the Vita version, which I actually highly recommend the Vita version. It's pretty cool. It's Batman Arkham Origins just on like a 2D Metroidvania-esque perspective. I liked it. It was cool. It's very much like Assassin's Creed Chronicles is a good substitution for this game. But both are pretty good. I actually like the 2D aspect of the game. Pretty impressive. Next game we have here is Spy Hunter. I got like a shitty like made up version. Like someone printed this out on paper and put it through. But it's basically Spy Hunter. It's like an old like NES game, like an old game. They remade it on Vita. I played a little bit of it. One thing, this game is fucking hard. Like, it's really fucking hard. I can't beat, like, the second level. It's that hard. Like, your car just dies. There's no, like, checkpoints. It's super hard game. It's cool, though. I like it. But super hard. Next game I have here is Sword Art Online XL World versus Sword Art Online. It's one of the Sword Art Online games that are on Vita. There's quite a few of them, actually. This one, I got like an English release. I don't know if it ever came out physically to the West, but I ordered it on PlayAsia, and it's like an English version, which is nice. I played a little bit of it. It's pretty solid. I like the gameplay. I like flying around a little bit. The combat's a little stiff for my liking, but it's pretty cool. I might actually go through this game and play it all the way. Again, never really a big fan of Sword Art Online, but I'd check it out. And last game I have here is Guntama for Vita. This game is actually surprisingly really good. It's Dynasty Warriors or clone, so you basically find like a whole bunch of enemies and you fight like a boss fight at the end. But this game looks amazing. Like the animations and character models for this game are really good looking. So this actually might be the best looking game on Vita in my opinion. Just from like style alone, like it looks great. So yeah, highly recommend. Fun Dynasty Warriors type game. But that's pretty much it, guys. That's all the Vita games I've owned. I should end it with opening this up. So I'll leave that up here, nice and open. So those are all the Vita games I own. I just want to talk a little bit about them, show off my collection, and just, yeah. So that's pretty much it. So anyway, guys, let me know what you think, if you're impressed with my Vita collection. I have quite a bit. I don't have the biggest one out there, like Metal Jesus beats me, like, in terms of Vita games. But I have a decent collection. I have a couple of cool ones. Again, I'm happy with like that Epic Mickey Power of Two game. That's kind of a rare Vita game that I own. So yeah, that's my physical collection. I will make a digital collection later when I get my extra like memory card. I ordered a new memory card for my Vita, another 64 gig one. And after I download stuff on that, I'll make a digital collection, because I might have like 57 like actual like physical Vita games, but I have way more downloaded on my Vita. So I definitely gonna make a digital collection follow-up video to this one. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know if you guys own a Vita, if you like what's in your collection, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, thanks, bye, later.